knew that I would do something in fashion. I'm lying. When I was younger, I used to want to be the first black woman president. So my passion was always something, I don't know, something that had to do with clothes. I used to make dresses out of the curtains, and I used to put buttons on my Pampers. I don't know why, that's just something that I was born with. So I knew that I would do something in fashion. I just didn't know what that something would be. So I moved to LA when I was 17 years old, straight out of high school. It was 2 weeks after my high school graduation. And I have no idea why. It was just like that was the first time I think I really had to put into action faith over fear. I had never been here before. I had never known anyone who'd been to LA before. It was the furthest I've ever been away from home. And up until about 2 weeks before, I wasn't even sure that I got into the school that I wanted to get into, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. But up until like 2 weeks before, I didn't even know if I could actually financially come. Like, I didn't even have a plane ticket. I'm like, Mom, is this gonna happen?
One of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur is the sacrifices you have to make. One of my hardest sacrifices is having to be away from my family all the time, living on a totally different coast. My family and I were so close, so it's very hard to see them, only once, twice a year sometimes. But while family is one of my biggest sacrifices, my family is also my biggest motivation. I mean, we've been through a lot. I just want to make them proud.
So in high school, everyone has their first love, their high school sweetheart. Mine, his name was Ikera Frazier. Me and Ikera, we were like friends at first. He was friends with me and all my friends, and it was just like a goofball that liked me, and I was just brushing him off like, no. If it wasn't for Ikera and us being who we were and him being who he was to me, I don't think Pray for Fashion would have ever been born. He believed in me. A lot of people believed in me. Everybody thought that I would be something great. But I don't know, it was different when he believed in me, because he really knew me. He really knew who I was. People just saw the surface and the outgoing, the fun Amber. He saw me, who I, the insecure parts of me, and he saw the scared parts of me. He still believed that I would be something great. When he passed, I just couldn't not do it. I couldn't let the dreams that we created together die with him. I had to live out the potential that he saw in me. That's when I got the idea to come up with Pray for Fashion, and that's actually how I got the name. It literally came to me in my sleep. I remember when I started Pray for Fashion, I wrote down everything I needed, and it came up to about $5,000. And I remember having $500 in my savings account. And I was just like, I'm gonna do it with $500. If I had to title Chapter 1, I would call it like the good old days. Because Chapter 1, Year 1, was literally kind of easy for me. Like, I was just putting out t-shirts. I did a collab with a brand called Overgrind that did really well. I did a breast cancer campaign. My great grandmother is actually a survivor of breast cancer, so that was something that was important to me. That was cool, that did well, but I was putting a little bit of, I wasn't putting out a lot of money, so it was like I was making back what I put out, so it was easy. So Chapter 2 came, and that's when I released the Focus t-shirt. Focus t-shirt, it was just a t-shirt that said Focus, and I tried to create a campaign around that and highlight people who were doing well, breaking barriers, like anything. If you were going to school and getting straight A's, you were focused. If you were studying in college, or I don't know, anything. If you were starting your business, you were focused. If you were getting your master's degree, you were focused. If you were training for a marathon, you were focused. So I started Focus Fridays. This is the thing, I would drop like motivational articles, motivational emails, and that was a good campaign. That lasted a while. And that kind of took up my whole year too, was Focus, the Focus t-shirt, the whole Focus thing. Year 3 is when it got a little rough. It was just, I felt as though I was giving it everything I had, and then I wasn't growing, and I was just like watching other people pass me, and I'm just like, why am I not excelling the way I thought I would excel? You know, I put out a few new items and they just didn't sell. It just wasn't happening for me, and I couldn't figure out why. Like, I would try to network, I thought I was trying every channel I had, and it just, year 3 I wanted to chalk it. I just wanted to give up, to be honest. And I went to church one day, and the sermon was something about, is your life set up for growth, or is it set up for stagnation? And something that the pastor said like really stuck with me, and it just made me say, all right, I'm gonna give it everything I got. Like, if I fail, oh well. I had a photo shoot. This is when I released the G4 sweatsuits. It was a terry cloth. It had the varsity letters on it that said 4, and that was symbolic to me. And my roommate and I, Raya, we were like talking, and she randomly said something like, you can't play varsity if you practicing at a JV level. And that like really stuck out to me. So I like created my whole campaign around that. I was ready to play varsity, period. That's what leads me to chapter 4, which I call Faith Over Fear. So we're about to go see my man Jimmy. Jimmy does like all of my screen printing and embroidery and stuff, but he's never on time. Like, I'm not even going to speak the negativity into existence right now. My stuff better be done when I get there, but usually my stuff is never finished. All right, so let us pray that he's finished my items. No, in all seriousness stuff, but don't get my nails right now. No, please, Lord, help me, God. Sometimes he don't even be here, and I take all the way down that he's here today. So that's a good sign. Because they had me waiting outside for 5 minutes. No, that's not why, but it's a part of the refill. One thing I started doing to like ease my nerves is I play Word with Friends. I can't come tomorrow. He said he was done on Monday. Honestly, like, I keep telling him I don't live down here. I'm wasting gas and money. He said they were done Monday. Actually, the text message right here. Are they not finished, or he just doesn't know where they are?
Not done.
So I don't understand how he told me to come back last Monday and they're not finished. I dropped these off 3 weeks ago. You might have to get like a new person, but it's just like you build relationships with these people, so you don't want to like have to start over. He already has all my files. He knows how I work. I have to pay him. If I need to pay him, we'll get up 3 days late. But this is literally like so unprofessional. Called it, yo. I said he wasn't gonna be done. This is unbelievable. Like, this is a new record for him. A whole month, and it's like I already got orders in for these. So now I'm gonna have to go back and tell my customers another week I don't have them. Like, that's so unprofessional. So his unprofessionalism trickles on to me, and it's like, God.
Can we cut some fabric?
I don't have time like that. So if I don't get it today, I lose a week of production. So stressed. The show is in 1 month and I do not have not one sample in my hand. I don't even have fabric for half of the looks and I don't have time. So it's just honestly like I don't know how this is about to happen in 1 month. That's why I'm like I have to leave here today with some yards of something. Like all this swatch stuff, I can't just keep getting swatches because I just feel so stagnant right now. Like
so I
something.
have satin
You gotta get
up
things
here
moving.
and
You just missed the victory dance. I found the fabric that I literally came down here to find. Like,
Can I get this yellow right there?
okay. I need how many yards I need? I don't even want no swatch.
Can you bring it out first? What is this for?
This is for the y'all pistol. Because today was not it was not going well. Going to chapter 4, I'm doing things that I had never tried before. Just really pouring out all of my creativity, all of everything I can think of. I'm trying in chapter 4. Like I'm really, any doubt I ever had, I'm killing it.
Pray for Fashion has shown me that having your own business, it has a lot of ups and it has a lot of downs, but the wins will always outweigh the losses when you believe in something that's bigger than you, when you serve a higher purpose. Pray for Fashion is here to motivate, it's here to inspire, it's here to promote faith over fear. And I had to believe those things myself. I had to get to a place where I don't see failure. All I see is wins. All I see is victories. If I lose or if I mess up, I live to fight another day. I learned yet another lesson, and I can rejoice yet another victory when I get it right. Pray for Fashion is the best thing that ever happened to me.